Today we are diving deep into spot colors. Now, when we discussed swatches and color modes, we saw that double-clicking a new swatch opens the swatch option dialog. Here we can define values, rename the swatch, and access the color type, color mode, and specific sliders. We have already touched upon how the color type can be set to process or spot. Process means the color is built from a combination of inks, CMYK, whereas spot indicates a single premixed ink. Selecting a spot is absolutely critical here. In the color mode drop-down, we usually see CMYK by default, but there are many other systems available. As many of you know, Pantone previously had a licensing agreement with Adobe, meaning all Pantone libraries were built right in, which was a dream for designers. While Pantone is the industry standard for spot colors, there are other manufacturers. However, Pantone remains the king, the most universal system you will find in any local print shop. Other brands like Ampa, HKS, or Toyo still have active libraries within InDesign. The issue is that since these brands are less international, it can be difficult, if not impossible, for your local printer to source the specific ink code. For instance, ANPA is rare outside the US. HKS is a German European standard, and Toyo is primarily used in the Asian market. So we will stick with Pantone. I'm going to show you two ways to handle this. For now, let's keep this in CMYK. I will create a gold-ish swatch and name it Pantone. Notice that the color type is set to spot. When I hit OK, a small circle appears inside the square icon in the swatches panel. This is the universal symbol indicating a spot color. Telling the printer this requires its own dedicated plate. Let's clarify the distinction. CMYK is our standard for print production, whereas RGB is a light-based additive system used for digital projects. CMYK uses cyan, magenta, yellow, and black to reproduce the visible spectrum. Pantone PMS, Pantone Machine System, on the other hand, is a catalog of specific inks. Think of each color as a literal bucket of pre-mixed paint. On screen, a spot color might look like a CMYK approximation, but the magic happens on the press when the printer pours that specific ink onto the printing plate. Whether it is a fluorescent neon or a metallic, that is how you achieve those special effects that CMYK simply cannot reproduce. So, how do we work with Pantones now that the divorce between Adobe and Pantone has occurred? The first and easiest option is the pay-to-play route, using the Pantone Connect plugin. You can find it on their website, register, and browse their digital libraries. To integrate it into InDesign, you would start a trial and eventually move to a premium subscription, which is around 30 euros a month. Quite steep, right? Once subscribed, you activate it via the Creative Cloud desktop app and under Stock Marketplace plugins. Finally, in InDesign, you could go to Window extension Pantone Connect. Here, the Pantone Connect plugin will appear and you will activate it. Then, when you go to swatches, you will find the Pantone Connect colors there. Now, let's go with the second way for using the Pantones in InDesign, but this time without spending even $1. To ensure the printer identifies the color correctly, the alphanumeric code is everything. Example, Pantone 200012 TPM. A pro workaround is taking a screenshot of the color code and bringing it into InDesign as a visual reference for the code you are hunting for. Let's do the same for a neon, like Pantone 802C. I asked Gemini to find me the code for a fluorescent green. Take that in mind. You can use the artificial intelligence. Now let's prep a print test. I will create a circle, remove the stroke, and keep the fill. I will create a CMYK swatch first. Let's change the color into a purple, and then we click on Create a new swatch. Then we can duplicate this circle, double click, and change the values of the colors with the sliders. Let's do the same, but with our manual Pantone. If I apply my Pantone swatch, it is already configured as a spot color, so it will export as an independent ink. But to be professional, we need to be precise. I will use the eyedropper to pick up the green from my screenshot, create a new swatch, and now here is the professional workflow. Remain the swatch code. Vital. Type exactly Pantone 802C. Understand C versus U. C stands for coated, paper with a clay coating for a glossy finish. U stands for uncoated, porous paper where ink absorbs more, looking flatter. Set color type to spot. Pro tip, color mode. Set the color mode to lab. Why? Because lab color is based on human perception. It provides the most accurate on-screen representation of how that ink will actually look in real life compared to CMYK sliders. Our swatch shows the spot color icon and the lab color space icon too. Let's repeat this for the metallic swatch. Let's select this last circle, use the color picker, take the metallic gray, and then we create a new swatch. Name it Pantone 20012 TPM. Spot and use lab for the visual preview. Our file is ready. We have CMYK elements and spot color elements. Before exporting, let's clean up. Go to Swatches panel menu and select All Unused. Delete them to keep the file clean for the print house. Now let's export. I will call it Free Pantone. Under Adobe PDF presets, choose PDF X 2008. This preset is superior for handling transparencies and spot colors without errors. Now I go to Range, page number 2, and then I check that View PDF after exporting is marked. In the Output tab, go to the Ink Manager. This is your final control center. You will see your CMYK plates plus your 2 custom spot colors. And this is critical. Ensure Convert All Spot to Process is unchecked. If you check this, you ruin the spot color effect by turning it back into CMYK. Export the file and open it in Acrobat Pro. Reader is not working. We need Acrobat Pro. To verify the file before sending it to the press, go to All Tools, Print Production, Output Preview. Then here you will see 6 inks, CMYK plus your 2 Pantones. If you toggle the visibility of the Pantone 802C played and the circle disappears, you have done it correctly. Hover your cursor over the elements to see the ink percentage, and then you will check that everything is correct. We can check how the green color has 100% Pantone. The same happens with the metallic Pantone, and when we hover over the CMYK colors, we can check the percentage of the different CMYK tints and zero Pantones. So everything is perfect and ready to send it to the printer. The printer will never know if we have used Pantene Connect or we have done it manually. But thanks to this system, we can save some money every single month, right? Well, this is time to say goodbye. I hope that you have enjoyed the class, and I hope to see you in the next episode.